Alrighty. So thanks for coming along today. I know everyone's really busy. It's the end of financial year, and it's also peak season in the Northern Territory. So I know that operators are really busy. Today we're doing a focus on Arnhem Land and on two of the more remote properties out there, just to help everybody get more of an understanding of what they include or what's involved out there. So before I start, I just want to respectfully acknowledge and honour the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people of Australia and the Northern Territory, and recognise the continuation of culture, connection to land, water and country. We pay our respects to elders past, present and future. So today I want to welcome two of our operators, Davidson from Davidson's Arnhem Land Safaris and Helen Martin from Banubanu Beach Retreat. They're going to be presenting to you shortly. I just want to give you a couple of updates. Hi, Di.
Good morning. Morning, everyone.
I'm going to give you a few updates on what we have on offer, or what a couple of new products that we have happening in the NT for now. So we'll come back to you in a sec, Di. Yep. So in terms of our aviation updates, you might be aware that we have the Darwin to Singapore flights with Singapore Air flying daily, which is fantastic news. And then the Qantas flights that were meant to start in December have just been pushed out to March. They're going to be flying 5 times a week into Darwin as well, which is fantastic. It's going to be great to get those flight prices down a little bit. In terms of our domestic routes, we've got the flights from Uluru into Cairns. You should be aware of those. They've been daily for a few months now. And we've also got the Virgin launched their 2 new routes this month, flying into Uluru from Brisbane and Melbourne. So that's fantastic news for the Uluru region. In terms of the Cairns route, I should point out, if you are booking groups and you're having trouble with any of this, please let us know. We've heard from a couple of ITOs about some issues they've been having. So it's really great for us to know this stuff so that we can go to Qantas and address any issues anybody is having. In terms of flights into Alice Springs, Air North have started flying from Perth, which is a great connection, and they're code-sharing with Qantas as well. And in terms of flying into Darwin between Cairns and Darwin, Qantas are going to be flying daily. They've temporarily suspended their Jetstar flights into Darwin for the time being. And they are also increasing their capacity between Melbourne and Darwin as they're going to be using a larger aircraft. So that's fantastic news for us. They'll also be increasing some seats into those major eastern seaboard routes into Darwin leading up to Christmas as well. So that's good news for everybody. Just in terms of some of our product updates, so you might be familiar with ATG. They were based down in the Red Centre. They recently moved the operations up to Darwin. They have got some new coaches in their fleets. They've got these large 47 seaters you can see here in the image. They've got a really beautiful leather interior, so really nice for that luxury market. And they've also got some new Rosa coaches in commuter vans as well. Now they will do a transfer down to Alice Springs. If you're looking for a coach service down there or a charter service down there, they will do that. They will take some coaches down. There will be a fee, obviously, to do that, but that is an option if you are looking for a charter service in Alice Springs. We get a lot of inquiries about that. Back in Darwin here, the Smith Hotel. So you may know them as H on Smith. They have just had a rebrand and are now known as the Smith Hotel. So they've got a really great CBD location. It's 4-star, but the rooms are really beautiful. They've got a restaurant and a pool and a bar as well. The Hilton group in Darwin have had made a few changes. So previously, it used to be quite confusing for everybody because there were 2 DoubleTrees. So what they've done is they've rebranded one of those DoubleTree hotels into the Hilton Garden in Darwin. So the Garden Inn brand is quite well known in the US market. They've also done a refurbishment of their rooms in the Hilton Darwin. So that's the Hilton that is right in town. You can see that one, it's right in the CBD. And then there's the DoubleTree on the Esplanade. They've refurbished their bathroom. So I've got a few images here. This is the Garden Inn. You can see that beautiful harbour in the back ground there through those doors. This is the Hilton Darwin, the one right in the city. They've done a refurb of all their rooms. and then the DoubleTree with their beautiful new bathrooms. Kookaburra Air have been flying for many, many years in the Northern Territory, but they do have this day tour out to the Bungle Bungles in Lake Argyle. So this is a great option if people haven't got time to go to Western Australia for whatever reason, then they can jump onto this Kookaburra Air flight and do a day tour out to Western Australia. And then we have our Hudson apartment hotels. So these guys have been around for a while, but they are really focusing on trade. So this is a great option if people don't necessarily need to stay in the CBD. It's about a 10-minute drive from the CBD to their Parap location. The Parap area have got the fantastic Saturday markets. If you ever in Darwin on a Saturday, we've got clients heading up there on a Saturday. It's a must do. They're really, really good. They've also got a location out at Berrima, and that's about a 10-minute drive from the airport. So it's sort of heading away from that main CBD region. So again, a really good option if people don't necessarily need to be in the city. Sail Darwin offer a champagne sunset sail. So they've been operating for many years. They are really focusing on trade as well. And they have this great option, which includes champagne and tapas for a beautiful evening sunset cruise. So just a slightly different offering to say what Journey Beyond have on offer with their Darwin Harbour Cruise. And then Sea Darwin, Sea Tiwi. So they've had a recently been bought out and have got a slightly new name, but they've also got a new offering, which is a Discover Darwin Harbour Cruise. So they really focus on telling their war history, but they also go up into some of the rivers around Darwin Harbour there, so people get to learn more about their nature as well. And they also do their really cool sunset fish and chip cruise. So that's just a really fun option for kind of a dinner cruise, but it's just a little bit more on that lower price point, but also really quite interesting. And also Walk Darwin. So they've been established in the NT for many, many years. They've got a new tour on offer at the moment, their Vivid Darwin Street Art tour, which is they've recently launched. So Walk Darwin, if you're not familiar with them, they do a range of walks around the CBD. So it's really interesting. They've got so much knowledge of that region, and they run for about 2 hours. So it's a really nice option to slot into any itinerary if there's a bit of time to fill. Buller River Station, which is the beautiful lodge out near the Western Australia border, has recently become a luxury lodge of Australia. So this is a really exciting development for Buller River. If you haven't been out there, it is really stunning. They have a beautiful big pool, and then they do a helicopter flight out to this rocky upcrop. Everybody gets to do this to see these beautiful views of the river there. But they also are located on a huge paddle station. It's a working station. They offer fishing and boat cruises, and they have some beautiful rock art on offer there as well. So heading down to our red centre, the Alice Silver passenger service are running shuttles between Alice Springs Airport and into the city. So this has previously been run by Emu Run Experience. Alice Silver bought this or took this over a few months ago. They also do their own touring as well, and they do charters too. So if anyone's looking for a charter service, this is a good option to start with. And the Alice Springs Desert Park have got a new product on offer. So Alice Springs Desert Park, if you're not familiar with them, they do their free-flying bird show. It's really interesting. It's really fun, actually, the bird show. It's one of the off-train experiences offered on the GAN. They've got a new cultural tour that includes that bird show, but it also really focuses on those Aboriginal survival skills in the desert and the significance of those plants and animals. So a really interesting option to include in an Alice Springs itinerary. Heading over to Uluru, so Miraku Arts, who you should be familiar with, they run their 1.5 hour dot painting workshops. They are now offering private experiences and workshops. So if there's a big group coming in or someone that wants to do a private experience, this is a really good option. These dot painting workshops really are a must do while visiting Uluru, because obviously you get to learn about what the symbols mean, all those amazing Aboriginal symbols and the artwork, and you get to meet with a local and a new lady, and really just get sort of that immersive experience in that culture. So that's definitely a must-do activity. Ayers Rock Resort, who you'll be familiar with, they run all the accommodation, or the majority of the accommodation at Uluru. They have got a new sunrise experience. This is starting in August. So they're utilising the platform that is used for Windjeri Wiri, which has got the amazing view of Uluru as well as Katajuta. So this experience is a light music and sound experience. They have had some local and a new artists create some artwork which they project onto the desert floor using lights. It's a really beautiful experience. So all the guests get to watch that, and then they watch the sunrise, which is a really fantastic location for that. And then they have a really lovely, hearty Australian breakfast. So it's a really nice option, a great location for the sunrise. It's a really great spot on that platform. And they're also going to be launching a native high tea. So it's going to offer sweet and savoury products which have got that native infusion with tea and coffee, and their sparkling wine available as well. So this is a really nice option for people that maybe just want to have some time to relax around the resort. They can pop in and have an afternoon tea. It's in the air conditioning, so it's nice and cool, and they can just relax and enjoy some fine offerings. And last but not least, we have our Longitude 131. So this is the luxury lodge that we have at Uluru. They've done a $2.5 million soft refurb. So they have refurbed all of their luxury tents, which you can see in the image here. They've got new joinery, they've got rugs and furniture, and they've also done some updates to the June house, which is the main area, which has got the restaurant and the outdoor terrace. But this is just their view. They're an incredible location. But you can see the rooms there are looking really beautiful. All right, so heading over to Arnhem Land. So for those who aren't familiar with it, it is one of the last true wilderness areas of Australia. It's home to the Yolngu people. It's also home to the didgeridoo and the famous Aboriginal X-ray art. It's also privately owned land, so permits are required to travel out to Arnhem Land. And if you're not quite sure where it is here at the top and right of the Northern Territory in that dark green area. So you can get there by driving out through the Kakadu Highway from Darwin into Arnhem Land to the Carhills Crossing. It's about a 300k drive. And you can also drive into, if you were travelling down via Katherine into Gove, which is one of the main towns there, it's about 1000k. That's a 4-wheel drive only road, but fantastic for people that are wanting to get out and do some self-driving, but 4-wheel driving in through their area. You can also fly there with Air North, and they are flying into Gove. It's about an hour and 15 minutes, or over to Groot Island, which is that large island you can see off to the right there of Arnhem Land. So, and as I mentioned, permits are required to enter there. So I'm going to hand over to Di. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, and Di is going to be able to take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well. So I'm Di from Davidson's Arnhem Land Safari. We're located in West Arnhem Land. We're an advanced eco lodge. We're approximately 5 hours drive from Darwin, an hour's flight along the coastline, or about a 20-minute flight from Jabiru. So we're located on 700 square kilometres, and we are a sacred site. We have our main lodge area, which is a great space with a pool, an extensive library, a bar, and a lounge area for guests to relax and reflect on their day. As all meals are included in your rate, we do have 2 chefs on site full time. Our cabins all have their private outlook into the Savannah woodlands and the Stone Country. We do not have air conditioning. As you can see, they are very open, but we do have privacy screens around the bed. This allows for maximum airflow, and of course we have ceiling fans for added comfort. We do have 10 deluxe, 9 standard, and 1 family cabin. All cabins are en-suited, and here you can see that this is our twin cabins, and these are our queen cabins. During the early season, we also have little creeks along in front of the cabins, so it means the guests get to fall asleep to the water trickling over the rocks. We do have an extensive wetland area and 2 main billabongs which are accessible all year round. This is Mount Borrowdale here, which is our actual sacred site. And as you can see, billabong, and this is early season, so this is actually, excuse me, this is actually usually dries out during later in the season. The bottom photo is a view out to the wetlands from one of our art sites. Early season, we have access to a waterfall, and our shoulder season, which has an abundance of wildflowers. All of our vehicles are open, which allows for people to see, smell, and touch. There are no walkways. It's just a walk through the bush to the art sites. It's like you're the first person that's been there. We have a very high concentration of rock art. You can see this top one here where you have a drip line, and they've actually painted the art within that drip line. There's also a lot of contact art, which shows when they've first seen boats and they've come back and painted them. The art shows the story of their life. So basically what they see, they're coming back and painting. So every picture tells a story. Our guides are fully trained, and we also do bush tucker and bush medicine, and all artifacts are in situ. So you'll see here there's a clay pipe, there's a moccasins ad, which obviously they've traded with the moccasins, as well as dominoes. There's also punishment spears, so it's like they just got up and left yesterday. There's also ceremonial areas on our leased area, as well as catacombs. So clients will walk through the catacombs to go to art sites or visit ceremonial areas. Early season, we also have a natural swimming hole high up in the escarpments, so no crocodiles. And that's available until approximately June, July, depending on the wet. We do have a fleet of boats, and as you can see here, they're boating through the channel out to the main billabong. And early season, we actually boat through the rainforest. So where they're going through the rainforest here, that's actually a road you drive through in the dry season. We do have a very high concentration of birds and wildlife, higher obviously later in the season. We also have emus, buffalo, dingoes, water monitors, as well as our resident crocodiles. This is early season where we offer fishing. So we do have fishing all year round. Early season, approximately around April, May is probably the best time for fishing. Later in the season, when the water recedes, we do have very high concentrations of birds. We also have Leichhardt grasshoppers, and there's only several pockets of those throughout the top end. We've also had scientists out lately doing the spangled snake-eyed skink, which apparently is also a rare skink that we have in our area. Our crocodiles, who are around every day, obviously you don't see them as much in the wet season, but during the dry there is a lot of crocodiles around. And here's a few photos of our fishing. Obviously early season, this is our waterfall. And a few more photos. And then every client gets a sunset cruise on the last night. I'll just run through a video with you, which will make you feel like you're there. Sorry, just 1 second. For some reason.
Welcome to Mount Borrowdale. We are a remote safari lodge located on 700 square kilometres in northwest Arnhem Land. Here we have the very special permission from the local Aboriginal people to take you through a registered sacred site. A lot of people are surprised that a place like this still exists. You walk through pristine bush and you walk into these areas where the Aboriginal people were living. You can see the grinding pots where they were preparing food. You can see the paintings on the wall where they were telling their stories. It feels like the local Aboriginal people left yesterday. When you're out here, you're out in the wild. You've got savanna woodland, you've got escarpment country, you've got patches of monsoonal rainforest, you've got paperbark swamps, and you've got floodplain systems. The billabongs are full of fish, they're full of birds, they're full of crocodiles. As far as you can see is all part of our property. There's not a soul out here except for us. That is what makes Mount Borrowdale special. It's the rock art, it's the billabongs and the waterways, it's the bush tucker and the birds. There is so much here, it's hard to believe unless you see it for yourself. Come and stay, soak up the ambience and see what the rest of the world is missing.
So thank you very much for your time, guys.
Thanks, Di.
Are there any
questions? Are there any questions before we move on to Helen from Banubanu? All good. You're welcome to send through emails to me later if you've got any questions anyway. All right, I just want to thank you for that, Di. I just want to hand over to, actually there's one question. Can you give us a breakdown of the cabins?
The cabins, yes. So we have 10 deluxe cabins, 9 standard cabins. There's a mixture of both twin and queen. We have a cabin which has a queen and 3 singles.
Great, thank you for that. Perfect. Any other questions from anybody before we move on to Helen? All righty, okay, well, thanks so much, Di. Helen, if you want to jump on now.
Thanks, Karen.
Do you want me to show your video first up?
Yes, please, because I don't.
Okay.
I think that'll
no problem.
speak for itself. Thank you.
Okay, give me a sec.
I'm leaving home for the coastline, someplace under the sun. I feel my heart for the first time, 'cause now I'm moving on, yeah, I'm moving on. And there's a place.
All right, and we've just got one other video, sorry.
This video is just of a walkthrough of our restaurant, and the restaurant sits up on a platform. It's our Western Bay.
Beautiful. All right, I will stop sharing this and I will hand over to you, Helen. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Karen. So I'm sorry, I don't have a presentation, but I guess the first video speaks for itself. So Banubanu, we're a beach resort. We've got 6 rooms, a penthouse, and five other rooms, beachfront bungalows. They've all got their own en-suites, front deck, and also there's an outdoor shower. A lot of our guests we actually swim at Bremer Island in that Western Bay down the front. We swim there, and as you saw from the first video, people are kayaking there. My husband and I built the resort. We've been there 18 years, 19 years actually this year, and it's pretty pristine. And I'll say it, we don't have any resident crocodiles, but you've still got to be mindful of you're in the territory. And yes, we do have crocodiles, but we do swim there, and it's where the locals come to swim as well. So, and that's optional. There is a plunge pool up at the restaurant as well, on to the deck, the left-hand side of our restaurant and bar. There's a plunge pool for those who don't want to swim down in the ocean. The resort, we've got about 65 bird species as well. There are also, we offer fishing charters are an optional extra, and there's also cultural tours are also an optional extra. With our beaches, from where the resort's located, you can see both sunrises and sunsets, which are pretty spectacular. And we've got access to a beautiful back beach and also that western bay that you saw from the video footage. Yeah. In our rates are inclusive of all your meals, accommodation and drinks, beverages, and also transfers across from Nhulunbuy to Bremer Island. We've also now become a corporate sponsor with Air North. So if Air North is our carrier in to Nhulunbuy, as Karen mentioned earlier, so Air North actually flies from Cairns to Gove, and then also from Darwin into Gove, and those trips are daily. And if anyone wants to look at putting together a package with the Air North flights inclusive, just contact us at the resort and we can see if we can get a better deal on the Air North flights, because Air North flights are quite expensive to get in and out of East Arnhem Land. So yeah, that's about it. If anyone's got any questions, please ask. Or if you'd like any information, just please email us as well.
Right, thanks, Helen. Are there any questions from anyone? And that was a really good point actually too about those flights. The Darwin to Cairns flights with Air North, they do stop in at Nhulunbuy or Gove, as I've been referring to it. So that actually makes it a really nice wee package to include that. So no questions from anyone.
There was a question, Karen. There was one question. Someone saying, where are we located? So we're located in the middle of, we're at the top of East Arnhem Land. We're at the 15 kilometres, Bremer Island's located 15 kilometres off the coast of Nhulunbuy, and we're halfway between Darwin and Cairns. So that Darwin flight is actually an hour to Gove into Gove, and then it's an hour and 20 from Gove to Cairns. I can send a bit of a presentation if you'd like, a smaller snapshot as well of everything that we've just spoken about.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do that. That would be good actually. And I can share my screen shortly and I'll just show everybody on the map where you're located. So if there are no more questions, thanks so much for that, Helen. That was really good. It looks beautiful out there, really great location, nice beautiful blue sea, and it looks amazing. I'm just going to share my screen quickly just to finish off with a few other products that we have in the Arnhem area, and actually just to take you back to where you are. So you are Nhulunbuy and Gove's here, so you're just located off the coast here. So this is where they are, and Davidsons is on the other side of Arnhem Land, so just not far from across the border from Kakadu. All right, well, thank you for that. So just to touch on a couple of other products that we do have in the Arnhem Land area. So Davidsons have packaged up with Kakadu Air to run a day tour in from Darwin that is on that shoulder season. So people will fly in from Darwin, they'll take a 90-minute flight and land and do some day touring out in that Davidsons area. So they get to see really the best of what's on offer, heading out to Mount Borrowdale and seeing all that amazing rock art as well as lunch. So this is a really good option for people that want to get into Arnhem Land and see some of what's on offer but don't have that time to do a multi-day trip out there. Lord's Kakadu and Arnhem Land Safaris. You may know Sab Lord. He's been around for many, many years. He's very famous in the Northern Territory. They've got a range of tours on offer as well. So theirs is high-end camping. They do a luxury lodge tour as well, but really amazing knowledge and everything that Sab all that knowledge that he has of the area is really incredible. So this is a good option for people that want to sort of go out and do a bit of camping, but want to have a few of those creature comforts too. Outback Spirit are a company that is owned by Journey Beyond, so they do touring into Arnhem Land as well. They are definitely very much of that high-end sort of luxury offering. They stay in, they've got 3 accommodation types out there. They've got the 7 Spirit Bay, which you can see in the photo here. They've got the Arnhem Land Barramundi Lodge and the Moangai Safari Camp. So this is a fantastic option. They've got those 3 main tours on offer there. Venture North Safaris, they are based in the Cobag Peninsula, which is to the north of Arnhem Land. And again, they are doing that sort of luxury offering when it comes to their multi-day touring as well. So they've also offer fishing, and as Di mentioned, fishing's really popular in Arnhem Land. There's lots of great fishing spots, so they do fishing charters in that northern area too. And then we have Groot Island Lodge. So Groot Island is that big island off to the right of Arnhem Land. They've got a range of accommodation out there. They offer fishing charters. You can do a day tour out there around the island, and they've got a restaurant and a bar too. So to get to Groot Island, you can fly with Air North. I mentioned those flights a little bit earlier. And then for those people who are wanting to do a day tour in, obviously, to get the best of Arnhem Land, you want to be doing multi-day, a few days in there, to really, get to know the locals and experience some of that beautiful scenery and wildlife. But you can do a day tour into Arnhem Land as well. So Kakadu Cultural Tours run a day tour called the Arnhem Lander that departs from Jabiru in Kakadu. And they drive across the infamous Carl's Crossing into Arnhem Land. So that's a really nice option for those a little bit short on time. And then we have Top End Day Tours. They run 2 tours into Arnhem Land from Darwin. So they do a pickup in Jabiru as well. So to do the day tour in from Darwin, it's a long day. I think it's about 12 hours. But again, for someone who's short on time, but they really want to go and experience a little bit of Arnhem Land, this is a good option for them too. Just in terms of our South Famil, so I talk about this every time we catch up, but we do really promote South Famils to the Northern Territory. If you are planning to come up on, a family holiday or any kind of trip away, then we have got some really fantastic deals on offer on our trade website. So Banubanu have got a 30% off rate at the moment up until December. Down in the Red Centre, Kings Canyon, Discovery Kings Canyon have got a fantastic offer as well. So if you go to our website, there's many more options, many more offerings there for people to help them get up to the NT a little bit cheaper. And in terms of today, thank you for attending, everybody. We've got a $1,000 Webjet gift card on up for grabs, so we are going to be drawing that later this week. For those who haven't joined our training program for ITOs, because with this training program, you may already be a member of the domestic team training program. With our program, we only focus on products that are export ready. And we also have some great prizes up for grabs each quarter. We've got a new training, new trade website coming. So this is going to be a great spot to find all the information that you might need about the NT. We'll have all of our webinars saved there. We have lots of resources and that sort of thing. And in terms of events, we have got the NT muster coming up in September. It's the annual domestic trade event. We will also be doing some workshops focused on just those export ready products as well. So that is it from me. Here are my contact details. If you don't have them already, please feel free to get in touch if you have any questions about the NT, if you've got any, if you can't get something to work or you need another option for whatever, please let me know. That's why we're here. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you soon. So thank you to Helen and to Di for coming along today. We know everyone's really busy in the Northern Territory at the moment because it's our peak season. And I really appreciate you taking the time, and thanks to everybody for joining us. So I'll send out a copy of the recording and the presentation so everyone can refer to it if they need to. All right, thank you. We'll see you next time.